Well, let's make it official. Here's the commissioner, Gary Bettman, once again.
I mean, even if there was some other player that they might think they need more.
Oh, here it is.
First overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft. The New York Islanders are proud to select from the Erie Otters, Matthew Schaefer.
Yep. I knew it.
Most great hockey players come from great hockey families. Matthew's
Oh, it looks like he's in tears.
The dad's in tears.
No, the boy.
Oh,
Look,
Schaefer.
the guy looks like he got tears in his eyes.
Schaefer.
Yeah, he must have, because he just rubbed his eye. He's probably just so happy that he was picked.
Not only picked, but first overall.
Right.
So why does it have to be the Islanders?
You can see the tears as they miss their mother on the. She should be hugging him right now.
Good, and I have to say, he crushed it at the combine, and in every interview he has done, the poise on him for a 17-year-old, the way he speaks with such emotional maturity, he's a face of the franchise type of player, and the support from his family who was able to be here with him. I mean, those tears that I saw in his father, that's an image that's going to stick with me for a really long time.
Junior hockey is a family too. They play a lot of games, ride buses, they're together all the time. So to see that leadership, both on and off the ice.
Oh.
What?
Oh, he lost his mom last year to cancer.
Oh, I didn't hear them say
Well,
that.
what they just mentioned it on the board on the left.
Primarily, having played for all three teams.
It takes a special.
I definitely know that she's looking down on him. And proud of him.
Yeah.
That he's first overall pick.
When did they say that happened? This year?
Last year.
Oh, last year, wow.
But on the defensive side is his ability to speak, to present, to command himself, to interact with people. All of those things go into this selection. This organization needed some juice, and they get juice with Matthew Schaefer. He likes to sing, he likes to dance, he's an extrovert. We've talked about his poise and how unflappable he is. High IQ, high skill. He's got it all. What a great moment for the Islanders to try to get this franchise rebooted.
Yeah, someone who had to grow up quick, quite frankly, and he did, and he rose to the moment, and now that smile that's on his face is another image I'm going to remember for a while, and as you mentioned, he joins an Islanders organization that's now at reset mode, right? You know, Matthew Dark and all of his decisions he had to make, traded Noah Dobson away earlier today, so
He's fine,
going
yeah.
to inherit that spot as the number one defenseman.
Yeah, he's like, this is for you, Mom.
Having him as a core piece is great.
What a moment. He kissed the ribbon on his sweater. He just lost it.
I noticed
Let's
that,
go to
yeah.
the NHL Draft House to listen in Matthew saying hi to his now boss.
What is the ribbon for? Veterans?
Thank you guys.
Oh, cancer. Hockey fights cancer.
Oh,
Thanks, Maddie. I appreciate it.
who did you say, Maddie?
Yeah, the GM.
Matthew, we can't wait to see you tomorrow. It's a great day in the Island organization. Your parents should be extremely proud of you. I know your mom's proud of you. So we can't wait to see you.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you, taking a chance on me. Promise I won't disappoint, but especially just want to say to my mom and all my family and friends, thanks for everything, but especially you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Oh, so none of these guys are going to be there in person?
Oh, well, they just said that the GMs and stuff are virtual.
I think it's just my mom, for sure. I miss her a lot, and I wish she could be here too.
She's got a front row seat today.
Aw.
I know you were playing pool a little bit earlier, but when you found out that you were going to have this pick, how quickly in the process did you realize this talent and this player was the one for the Islanders?
Listen, there's a lot of good players here tonight, but Matthew, the hockey player, is outstanding. The human being is as outstanding as the hockey player. So we're so excited to have him here, and we can't wait to see him tomorrow.
Of this moment, enjoy it. New York Islanders #1 overall pick, Matthew Schaefer.
What a powerful moment. Wow. Erie Otter.
Yeah, this
Connor McDavid was an Erie Otter?
Yeah.
Speed and high IQ that we sometimes
Yeah, and
overlook.
Schaefer is like third in Erie Otters scoring with McDavid and Ryan O'Reilly.
The Erie Otters?
OHL.
Are they in Canada?
Yes.
The intersection between life
And this guy, is he from Canada, Matthew Schaefer?
I don't know.
But a huge part
I think I think he is.
and that's what's being celebrated. That's what's being felt.
Defense is going to get better, which means they're going to give up less goals and get better.
You're here with your dad Todd, your brother Johnny to celebrate it, and your mom Jennifer. How do you feel her presence in this moment?
Yeah, obviously lots of tears, as you guys can see. They're a lot more happy than not.
Yeah.
I can control myself a little bit now, but I think the biggest thing is like, you know, the New York Islanders is, you know, so amazing, and this, you know, things like this mean so much to me, and yeah, it's so real, and you know, you waited for this moment your whole life, and like I said, I wish my mom could be here, but I know she's with me, my brother, and my dad in spirit, so we're super excited, and I can't wait.
As you should be. And Todd, it's not lost on you to be here with Matthew today. We've got to know your son. He's so impressive on the ice, but even more so off of it. But as his father, what impresses you the most?
You know what? Matthew is a very even-keeled person. He doesn't get too high. He doesn't get too low. You know, we've had some lows and he's had some highs, but he's a pretty even-keeled kid, and he's just, this whole process has been amazing. It's been overwhelming. He's met a lot of great people, and just a lot of very good people that are in his corner. So, you know, it's kind of, like I said, you're going to be successful because you surround yourself with so many good people that have helped him on his journey.
And part of helping is your older brother Johnny, almost a decade older than you, had a great career in the OHL himself. So Johnny, how did you toughen this kid up to be the first overall selection? You got to take some credit for this, right?
Yeah, I don't know what credit. I maybe toughened him up, but I didn't teach him how to score. That didn't come from me. That wasn't my game. But no, we even though we're 10 years apart, we had such a great relationship growing up. I kind of play that intermediary / father figure and then brother at the same time with that age gap. But we'd be outside on rollerblades, on the rinks, playing hockey, doing all the things that brothers would do, and I couldn't be more proud of an individual than him, and he deserves the world.
It has been a pleasure getting to know the Schaefer family. Matthew, congrats once again.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
I have to say, the Sharks in general, a lot of questions about what their offseason looks like. Like when they bought out Vlasic, teams are asking me why. They have so much cap space. What are they doing?
Wait, Mark-Andrew Vlasic got bought out?
Yeah. But I will say he has collected a
Well,
very
he's a good player. Right?
Well, a long time ago. I know he sucks. He sucks for the last several years, but this is a new thing for me to hear that Vlasic was bought out.
The Sharks picking at number 2, the commissioner with the call.
Oh, so we must take a lot less time because you don't have to have all these people trooping up to the stage.
It's time for the second pick in the NHL Entry Draft. Making the selection for the San Jose Sharks is someone born and raised in San Jose. She's a WWE superstar and 2-time WWE SmackDown champion. I give you Bayley.
Oh, she's there in person.
Yep. When it mentioned special guest, I thought it was going to be Patrick Marleau.
Hello, Los Angeles hockey fans. It is a huge honor to be here tonight and a huge honor to represent my San Jose Sharks.
Hey!
Better watch them booze, all right?
Watch them booze.
With the second overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the San Jose Sharks are proud to select from the Saginaw Spirit, Michael Misa!
Oh, goody.
Yeah, Michael Misa.
Saginaw's highest player they've ever had drafted number 2 overall. Remember, saying correct, your boy week C went number 9.
Saginaw, that's in Michigan.
Several teams are trying to trade up to get him, but Megan, it's Misa in San Jose.
And I think Misa is just off the charts offensively. You can't really pass up that style of player, even if you want to go a little bit
Saginaw of the OHL, so
good of a pick, and he really makes an impact in all.
I guess maybe there's OHL franchises in
mainly
in the
playing
U.S.
in the division, but he scored 62 goals in the OHL, so he's just everything.
21
Unless there's a
timers, so he has that
Saginaw
record
in
on the top
Canada,
line
but I
by
know there's a
Celebrini,
famous
Will Smith,
Saginaw in
San Jose
Michigan.
Cup.
Yeah, I was told the ability to be a first line center, a top 3 forward when all is said and done. And he got the experience of being at the draft last year. His brother Luke was a 5th round pick by the Flames, so it's kind of interesting to go through it. A lot of these guys, I guess, keep getting told of how well polished and prepared they are. Their agents are doing such a great job. But then you see them today, and there's nerves that hit them, right? Like once they're here, you feel it, but there's no nerves in this game.
Oh,
when he's on the ice,
62
right?
goals and 72 assists in 65 games.
And for good reason.
So,
As I mentioned, in
the
speaking
first
to
guy
him,
who was
this is
picked,
down
Matthew
to the mouth of
Schaefer.
Schaefer, I guess he can't start playing right away, right?
Why not?
Because he's only 17. Can't start
Uh,
playing. You can't play in the NHL at 17.
Oh, maybe he'll be 18 before the season begins. But he is eligible to be drafted.
Right.
He's going to be a high octane player for San Jose.
Well, but you're having
Yeah, well, they draft people at 17 because they could be just out of high
You
school.
win Stanley Cup with top 5 picks.
But you can't
Third
actually
straight top
play
5
until
pick
you're
for
18.
San Jose. I think they're the team of the 2030s. I really do. And you mentioned, the Vlasic buyout. They can take all kinds of bad contracts for another year or two and accumulate more draft picks to package and move up, maybe get more top 5 picks.
They sure can. And you know what's coming, right? Like we saw the flashes of Macklin, Celebrini, and Will Smith
So they're
this
not
year.
gonna show
They're
the-
only
the
going to get
shark
better.
people?
But this is, as you mentioned, Luigi,
Well,
a
they're
team
going
watch
to.
because they're starting to get
Oh,
off some of those bad
And they
contracts.
showed it
They're
minutes
starting to start
ago.
fresh, and they've
No,
got
but when-
great core players. Again,
I guess he'll talk to them
prospect pool
on
that
the
can all
Zoom
build
thing.
together.
It's a competitive league, though, so I think you do have to go for best available, and it'll even be tough for San Jose to break through.
Right.
So, young, exciting, but
Let's go to the draft house.
So the,
Peace, what's
you
up?
can-
How's it going, Mike?
Oh, that's Greer.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, congrats, man.
Thank you very much.
Super happy to have you. Well, yeah, welcome. We got, we went through this process. You had an unbelievable season, and we're really thrilled to add you to our group here with Mac and Will and Eki and the rest of the guys. So, really excited. Our group behind you here. You can see the guys, the scouts, and everyone. There's so much passion in the room for you. So, really happy, really excited, and maybe we'll get another Sunday in you.
Yeah.
Once you get out here.
No, for sure. I appreciate you guys believing in me, trusting me, and I'm grateful to join your organization. So thank you.
And Mike, you just said it. You already have these young, talented players, Macklin, Celebrini, Will Smith. Why is he the next piece to that young core you guys are building in San Jose?
Celebrini, that was from last
Yeah, I mean,
season.
it's
Yep.
just his 200-foot game, the speed he plays with, the passion he plays with, the compete. We just thought it was a perfect fit with what we already have here.
And this guy's name is
another
what?
guy to
Michael
step in and be a
Misa.
matchup
No, the-
nightmare for
the
people.
guy
He plays in all
talking.
situations,
Mike
he plays
Greer.
fast
Mike Greer.
and makes plays, so we're really excited to have him.
Congratulations
Thank
to
you.
you. Enjoy this moment.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Everybody go up.
You can raise it a little more, Matt, actually.
Announcing the selection for the Chicago Blackhawks is one of the most iconic players in franchise history, as well as a recent inductee into the Hockey Hall of Fame, Jeremy Roenick.
Oh, Jeremy Roenick.
Roenick.
What's up, LA? Hello to all my Chicago Blackhawk fans, and a special shout, yeah, I know, go Hawks! And a special shout out to all of you who are watching with us back at the official Blackhawks draft party in Chicago. Want to give a thanks to the LA Kings and the city of LA for hosting this incredible event. Also like to give a great shout out to all the firefighters and first responders who've done such heroic work here in LA. You guys are truly all the heroes.
Yeah.
As we enter 100 years of Blackhawks hockey and celebrate the franchise's centennial upcoming season, I am honored to be here representing the incredible Blackhawks alumni and welcoming a new player to our storied hockey legacy
Centennial, yeah,
and
they were an
heritage.
original
With the
16.
third pick of the 2025 NHL Draft, the Chicago Blackhawks select from Djurgården, Anton Frundell.
Oh, Frundell.
Oh, he wasn't the one who was projected?
The next one was supposed to be James Higgins.
14 minutes on the VO2
And this guy was
max
what,
test.
4th? Or supposed to be for?
I don't remember.
When you look at size and direct style of play, he makes passes under pressure, and he actually has the highest board rate success of any forwards in this draft, over 81%. So you can see how he would translate. Frondell makes a perfect splash into the NHL with his style. He's physical, he's got size. Clearly Chicago saw that in him.
Listen, he's playing in a great program in Sweden.
What-
And your garden
What position is he?
Center.
could be as many as 3.
Oh yeah, it says
two
the
others
C
drafted
there.
today from his club.
I didn't see
But
that.
it's saying that what comes to mind when speaking to people in
Your
Sweden,
garden,
the
Sweden.
word that they use was commanding. He has a very commanding presence on both
Oh,
sides of the puck every time he's on the ice.
Grandson,
And Emma, you live in the Chicago area. He's the type of player that, based on the
Guess
makeup
your
of their
garden
team,
is the
with
name of
Bedard,
the
with Vlasic, and some of the other pieces that they
place
have,
that-
he's the type of player they need.
Absolutely.
the
Look,
league
you're not
that
going to
he's
see him
in?
next year for the Blackhawks, but I
Right.
did catch up with Kyle Davidson this week, and he told me in the rebuild, this is the exciting part because we're starting to see these guys get to the NHL level and start to find their legs. And I think they're going to be a lot less active this summer in free agency because they want to leave some spaces open for their young players. But
How old is he?
Anton Frundell, you mentioned he crushed the
17.
combine in terms of testing.
Oh, it said
I was told
17?
the interviews, right?
I mean, you
mentioning
gotta
earlier how
assume
well
that's
prepared
either
these guys are.
17 or
Somebody who
18.
interviewed
Well,
him told
makes a
me
difference.
he was inquisitive without being a suck-up. There's a presence about him, both on the ice and just the way he carries himself. And somebody who works closely with him told me he doesn't know how good
17-year-old.
he is. Can you imagine that?
Well, we talk about getting on the inside, especially come playoff time, and that's what this guy does. He gets to the inside of the ice, reads plays, heavy shot, and this seems like the right pick at the right time for Chicago.
Definitely that physical nature is what jumped out to me.
Right.
I saw him at the U18s, went through the scouting report. I had a few scouts say it wasn't a great tournament for him, but when I saw him on the ice, it was obvious, right? The strength, the speed, he gets to the right places at the right times and gets the puck from people.
You know, I was told I don't think he's going to be a 100-point type of guy in the NHL. You know, that's what they're hoping. Connor Bedard, maybe now Frank Nazar after the offseason he's had, or what he showed in Chicago can be. But he's got a
Connor
really
Bedard,
heavy
I
shot.
remember.
And it's a two-way
When was he
game.
drafted?
That's
Last
what's
year?
gonna excite the
No.
Blackhawks the most. Very driven
2
player.
years?
2 years ago.
In Chicago.
2 years ago. Celebrini was last year.
Your number 3 overall pick.
Anton, Kyle Davidson here. Welcome to Chicago. We've got a really excited room, and we couldn't be more excited to make you a Blackhawk and have you join this really exciting group of young players and prospects that we're building.
Thank you guys. Thank you for believing in me. I'm shocked. I'm excited. Thank you.
What was the big differentiator for you guys to go ahead and make Anton the selection here?
Well, I think he's just, first of all, he's an incredible player. It was great to get to know him throughout the year and then at the Combine, and he's a great person, but I think he's an excellent complement to what we've got here in Chicago, and I think he's going to really help us in building those next great Blackhawks teams.
What is that like to hear?
Funny, cool. I'm glad to have it. Thank you
What
guys
did you
again.
say?
Funny, cool.
Congratulations, enjoyed this moment. Your newest member of the Chicago Blackhawks, ladies and gentlemen.
Tony Finau here, coming to you from Salt Lake City, Utah. Super stoked to be here to make this pick on behalf of Utah and the Utah Mammoth. Being a Utah native myself, having an NHL team in Utah has been absolutely incredible. Our inaugural season, I thought, was incredible. It was great, and so looking forward to seeing the team grow with this incredible player. I got to be honest with you guys, when we changed the name to Mammoth, I'm like thinking to myself, what kind of noise does a mammoth make? Well, I don't know what type of noise a mammoth makes, but I know what type of noise we make right here in Utah. Can I get a one more time for those in the back?
What sound is that supposed to be?
In the 2025 NHL Draft, the Utah Mammoth are proud to select from the Montoon Wildcats, Caleb Deone.
Oh, they don't.
This is a 200-foot
I don't
player.
understand why they call them the mammoth singular when it should be mammoths.
He's a great player.
A mammoth is an animal like a tiger. You wouldn't call Detroit the Detroit tiger. The tiger is the mammoth.
Earlier in the season, people told me Megan, don't tell anyone how good he is. We want him to fall. We want him to be past 10. So to see him now rise to number 4, some of that movie doesn't have that incredible wow factor, but every
And poor Hagen's still, Hagen's is the one that hasn't been picked. I always feel sorry for the people that are supposed to be picked a certain thing and then they keep getting passed over.
He was also drafted in 2020 by the Flyers, as you see it.
Making the 5th selection for the Nashville Predators, one of Smashville's all-time greats and a 2024 inductee into the Hockey Hall of Fame, I give you Shea Weber.
Shea Weber.
Thank you. I'm honored to be here making the Nashville Predators first selection. What a big day for these young athletes. Just the start's beginning for them. So, I mean, there's a journey ahead of you, and I want to wish you guys all the best of luck. I want to say hi to all the fans at Bridgestone. I know you guys probably aren't having any fun. I miss you guys. What a place to play. With that, with the 5th overall selection, the Nashville Predators in the 2025 NHL Entry Draft select from the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds, Brady Martin.
Now, Brady Martin was a hot name the last few weeks.
Barry Trotz kind of player.
Barry Trotz kind of player. You're going to see
Barry
a guy
what?
that's
Barry
very competitive,
Trotz.
old school, physical. Seth Jarvis was a comp that one executive and I were spitballing, but you're not seeing him here. As you see this, it's seeding season back home for him, and if one of the Martins couldn't take care of the cows, none of them are going to go, so he's stuck with the Martins, Weeksy, and I know you love this player's story.
I love his story, and speaking to his agent and other people, just such a unique background and a real hardcore farming background, all work ethic, all commitment. Congrats to him.
See, we're moving pretty good. So making this selection for the Flyers, a legend in Philly, probably next to Rocky, their most famous athlete, an NBA analyst, a great friend to the NHL.
Oh, Charles Barkley.
Coming to us from Chicago, Sir Charles Barkley.
Sir Charles. What is he, English now?
Hey Gary, how you doing? Man, I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me tonight.
Great to have you with us. So tell everybody what you love about our game.
Well, there's no BS that goes on in hockey. They don't have load management. They just want to get their name on the Stanley Cup. I admire these guys. I respect them. They just want to win the Stanley Cup. And at the end of the day, that's all sports should be. And we're all trying to win a championship. But if you give it your best, that's all you can do. That's why I love the hockey, their mindset.
We love that you're a fan of the game. We have some business to do. Why don't you make the pick?
Well, Gary, number one, I want to thank you for being a friend. You've been a friend a long time. And I want to say welcome back to Philadelphia, Rick Tocchet. And with the 6th pick, my Flyers take Porter Martone from the Princeton.
Morton.
Porter Martone, the first winger. He's a right-hand shot. They have a lot of those in Philly, maybe too many right now. 4 of the top 6 from the OHL, Kevin Weeks.
I don't say this lightly, but 3 people, when I asked them for the comp, they said he reminds them of
What position
Corey
is
Perry,
Hagen?
aka
The guy who's
Center.
That I said.
Okay.
In terms of his reach, his ability to score, not necessarily the fastest skater on the rink, but a lot of talent, and he's physical.
I'll give you one better.
Physical.
I'll give you one better.
What do you got?
Nico Rantanen. That's our analytical comp, and it's because
Brampton.
his heavy
Brampton
accurate
is
shot
in
he drives
Ontario.
the net.
Yeah.
I actually dropped the puck at his game. Okay, so I dropped the puck. I was in the penalty box. He scored 20 seconds into the game. This fish comes flying from a fan, almost hits me in the head.
And that's what Sportsnet doesn't realize.
And he scored 4 times that evening. I think it was 10-1 for Brampton.
You know, you mentioned Corey Perry as the comp, Nico Rantanen, Megan. He compared himself at the Stanley Cup Final and says, I'm a Corey Perry, I'm a Matthew Tkachuk type player. If you're Philadelphia, if you're the Broad Street Bullies, you're going to love this guy. He's got a wicked shot. that Megan almost was a victim of by a fish, but also physicality. And he got a really great experience this summer when Bo Horvath got injured. He got to go to the Worlds with Team Canada. Got that experience of being around Nathan McKinnon, being around Sidney Crosby, and you know that's going to benefit him.
And how cool is that to say that I got introduced by the great Sir Charles Barkley?
Yeah.
That's unbelievable. His whole bucket list of
Why are they calling him Sir Charles?
I don't know.
You can see the Flyers fans. And look, I'll tell you one thing. When you play in Philly, you have to show up. You can't get pushed out of the building.
I guess it
You've
must
got to
be
play
some
hard.
nickname that
That's
he
a
has.
passionate fan base, a passionate city. And I think stylistically of the players that have been selected so far, he's a great fit for the city of brotherly love.
Got 2 more number 1s,
Yep.
22-31. They got 3 number 2s.
Yeah. I talked to Danny Greer this week, and he told me they want to keep pushing, keep developing the center position here. I do know this. Once they went in the direction they went in and sold at the trade deadline,
James Hagen.
Don Sweeney hit that amateur circuit hard. He was everywhere looking for talent. So we'll see.
I mean, I feel like the Bruins need to pick him. It's like they'll be a fool if they don't choose Higgins.
Why?
Because they need centermen.
Oh. Well, maybe that's why he hasn't been picked. The people don't need sentiment.
But some of them,
Making the selection
some
for
of
the
them that were
Boston
chosen
Bruins,
were
we have a
centermen.
special guest, an award-winning comedian, actor, golfer, and lifelong Bruins fan.
Oh, Happy Gilmore.
Who?
Happy Gilmore.
Okay.
The Boston Bruins select from Boston.
He wasn't a hockey player, right?
James Higgins. There we go. Well, first he tried to be a hockey player in the movie.
But he was never in the NHL.
Happy Gilmore isn't real.
Okay. Well, he's a real person standing up there. But that's a character name?
Yes, Adam Sandler as Happy Gilmore.
Oh, that was Adam Sandler?
Yeah, playing as Happy Gilmore.
Okay, but Adam Sandler, I remember him from some movie, but he looked
A lot of
He
movies.
looked different there than I remember him. I
Well,
guess.
because he's getting older.
Yeah, I was going to say he's older.
is in fact Happy Gilmore.
I forgot what movie I saw Adam Sandler in, but it was a long
He was in so many movies.
Keller, Logan, Cooley type.
What movies is he most famous for?
There was a lot of them.
He feels like he didn't
Did
get
you and
enough
I
credit
see
for
any of
the
his
success he had,
movies
both
together?
at
I don't
Boston
know.
College and for Team USA at World Juniors. And again, with Boston, I kept saying they couldn't
I
win
don't
on it.
remember
This
what
is
I
the
know
highest
him from.
first round
But he's in a
selection
lot of
since
movies.
2011.
But I haven't
They
seen
need
a lot of
center.
them.
They need a prospect pool. Boston is going to
But I know I've seen at
absolutely
least
love this
one, because I remember him from some movie.
Dave Quinn's Ranger staff has done a nice job at BC. He knows what it takes to develop talent. He knows what it takes to help these young players really just cultivate your skill set as players on and off the ice. And in the case of Higgins, my biggest thing for him when I watch him play is his head is always up. I've never seen a
So
player
Adam,
whose head is
Happy Gilmore was the name of a character in the
Yes,
movie?
yeah.
What movie?
Happy Gilmore.
Oh,
And he
it's-
scans
okay.
the rink as well as anybody I've ever seen.
The other point about Higgins getting picked in this spot is my NHL comparable with Logan Cooley. So if you're Utah, maybe you're like a little too much of the same, and that was a reason to pass instead of
I'm
picking
glad he
a
got
player you
picked.
don't want.
Yeah, right. Logan
Yeah.
Cooley, of course, he wears his heart on his sleeve. Higgins will
Though I would have been upset if he went to the Penguins 12th overall.
Not a big fella, he's just a little bit quicker than the commissioner.
Why?
But he's got big
Because we could have gone Higgins.
As the Bruins get their guy at 7, Cam Neely and Don Sweeney.
Our selection
Oh, he's a
is
Oh, co-owner.
Yeah.
Bulldogs, Jake O'Brien.
Another center, Berkeley Catton, Beniers. Seattle's starting to get strong up the middle. Young, but they got some talent. Is about to be announced. And there is the Buffalo Sabre room right there. So the countdown is on. Gary Bettman making his way to the stage. The pick is in. Who will the Sabres take at 9?
Making the selection for the Sabres are members of the Goo Goo Dolls, a band that got its start in Buffalo.
They've been nominated for Grammys 4 times, and tonight, Goo Goo Dolls members Johnny Resnick and Robbie Takak are on the record with the 9th pick.
The Goo Goo Dolls?
Yeah,
Have you listened to their
All right,
music?
with
Probably.
the 9th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Buffalo Sabres are proud to select from the Seattle Thunderbirds, Radim Murtka.
Yeah! This is the kind of guy they need. They've been tending to draft skill after skill after skill, maybe some soft skill. This guy isn't high-end skill, Megan, but he brings a strength and gnarliness that they need in Buffalo.
Do they need more D though? I'm just gonna throw that out there. I want the Buffalo Sabres to be back in the playoffs, but Murtka,
Many of us do.
him, I think it's a bit of a reach. He
Well,
has
when were
size,
they in the
skating.
playoffs
He is a
last?
standout.
2011.
Even the first round? They wouldn't. weren't
No, since 2011, they never made the playoffs. And yet they have more playoff wins since the lockout than the
Well, what I
Leafs.
think about Murtka is he does play hard. He's physical, he's rangy. My challenge with Buffalo is they have a lot of D, but they have a lot of the same type players. And I think for Murtka,
They
he
have
brings a
more
little bit of
playoff
a different
wins?
kind of
And
dynamic.
since the lockout than the
And
Leafs.
you need a righty.
But I thought you said they didn't make the playoffs since 2011.
Yes, but since the lockout of 2005.
Oh, the lockout. I was thinking of COVID. Okay.
But no, it wasn't. No, that wasn't a lockout. It was just COVID.
Right, but they were in the bubble.
Yeah, they were in the bubble. Yeah, the teams were in a bubble, but it wasn't a lockout. That was locked down.
Critical area. He and Lindy Ruff agreed will be an emphasis in training camp. They've got to be harder to play against. Now, they've revamped their strength and conditioning program. They
His
brought
name
in
is missing a
huge
vowel.
name, comes from the U.S. Development National Team, Ryan
Murtka.
Gallivant, Director of Sports Science for USA Hockey at World Juniors. So we're going to see them build up that identity, but I know that was something that really irked them last year, with the guys not standing
It's
up for
lucky
each other.
it's
And
got
if you
an
look at
A
this
on
guy,
the
how
end,
big he
otherwise
is,
we wouldn't
once
even
he
be
goes
able to
out, he's
pronounce
going to stand
it.
up for his
I
teammates.
agree, they've been pushed out of games.
Yep.
They've been pushed out of games at times. They're long on skill, long on talent and ability, but you can't get pushed out of games. And they certainly, that's been a trend for them, Gucci.
First pick from the
What-
Western
what
League. He goes to
position
meet
is
the
he?
Sabre Brass.
I was
Defenseman.
gonna say, he looks very tall.
Nice to see you guys.
6'6".
Oh, Lindy Ruff.
Welcome
Yep.
to Buffalo Sabres. We're thrilled to have you, and I'm here with the head coach, Lindy Ruff, owner Terry Pagula, and assistant general manager Gary Fortin. We're excited to have you on board. Welcome.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
When you look at this guy, the long reach and the big body defenseman that he is, what do you think he can bring to your blue line in the future?
Well, you see a 6'6" mobile, two-way defenseman, good puck skills. These guys are hard to find, and
Oh, he's
we
6'6",
tracked him
so he is
closely all
pretty
year.
tall.
Just love the progression he made from the beginning of the season through the end, and just see a huge upside with this guy.
We got the Goo Goo Dolls in the house
And
here.
who is
as
that
well.
guy
You guys have been
talking,
such a
the
big
general
part of this
manager?
organization
Yeah,
for
Kevin
a long time.
Adams.
How exciting is this for you to help usher in the next generation of Buffalo Sabres?
Welcome to Buffalo, my brother.
Thank you, man. Yeah.
Watch the food.
Watch the food?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Watch the food.
Do they have bad food in Buffalo? What was he projected to be?
Much later.
And what's the guy's name?
Beckett Seneca.
Selection for Anaheim. Two of the original cast members from the 1992 Disney hit movie, The
Mighty Ducks.
Joshua Jackson and Marguerite Moreau.
Where's the, what's his face?
Emilio Estevez.
Quack, quack, let's go.
Oh, this is the Ducks?
Yeah, the Ducks are next.
We love to hear it.
with duct tape gear, no coach, and zero chance of winning until we got a lawyer.
Well, these people must have been really young when they were in the Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they were the hockey
3
players.
years ago, Disney made a movie about a scrappy Pee Wee hockey team.
But that was
from
33 years
District
ago.
5.
I mean, she must have been like a little kid.
And then many of them were little kids.
And knuckle pucks, and maybe even a very special triple D.
Thank you. Man, it's good to be here with you guys tonight. All right, Ducks fans, let's do this. With the 10th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Anaheim Ducks are proud to select from the Brandon Wheat Kings, Roger McQueen.
Roger McQueen, hard to play against. That's what scouts are saying. That's what coaches love. That's what Bill Clinton will love in Anaheim.
And I'm not surprised this year with their pick. McQueen is great at that level. Control zone entries, the puck on his stick. He looks to create a lot. He gets in the offensive zone, he gets off his shot. He's really that shot-first mentality with a high completion rate. So he has a high success rate in anything that he does. If you watch that highlight reel, you'll just see goal after goal in his shots.
When I think of Anaheim, and you look at where they're going and where they're trending, I see somebody else that's hard to play against in their young group. Okay, and some of their young players. And he had a big season this year, as you know. Number 23.
Oh, I just noticed when they showed that guy giving him a hug, they haven't had any black players so far.
I think this gives them a little bit more bite. I think it gives them a little more presence to the skill, a little more sandpaper to their team. And you're exactly right. That's music to the ears of their coach and, of course, the general manager.
Yeah, I'd like to give a shout out to the Western Conference executive. As I look at my notes here on McQueen, screams Pat Verbeek is the exact quote that I was given. Now, he did have a back injury. It was a different back injury that Cade Lindstrom had last year. He
Well, that guy's tall, too.
I do know there were some teams that were concerned at the combine. They found out, okay, this is a back injury that dates back to 2023, but should all work out. This is a player that's going to make an impact.
Well, and with that injury, Anaheim actually has the prospect pool and like the depth of that pipeline and take a swing. So why not 6'5"? If he doesn't pan out, that's okay. They have more. Whereas if you're another team, that would be way too much of a risk with one pick.
Back 6'6" picks from the Western League.
I was just going to say, and with the guy who I was referencing, Mason McTavish, he had a really breakout season in Anaheim this year. And if you could envision
The guy who was in the movie that's up there making the pick, who is that? What's his name?
I don't remember. Well, it's not just him, but it's both of these people.
No, but the girl I don't recognize. The guy looks a little bit familiar.
I don't know.
I thought I might know him if I heard his name.
Good skater.
I mean, they did mention his
I
name.
don't remember now.
Next to Gary right there. But look, this is a team that's ready to take that next step. They're going to continue to be very aggressive. I think there's more moves in the pipeline for Pat.
Lightning McQueen to keep the Disney theme going.
Why don't you say hello to the newest member of the team?
Hi, Roger. Congratulations. Welcome to the Anaheim Ducks. We're excited to have you join our club. You can't be more happy.
I'm so grateful for this. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Saskatoon.
Roger, what's your
There's a song about
message to
that. I
them
forgot the name of
welcoming you in?
it.
How special is this moment?
Oh, it's unbelievable, especially being so close here and having all the fans in the background. It's such a great feeling, and just working towards this my whole life. It's unbelievable. I couldn't be more happy.
There's a guy in the middle.
I don't know.
And the other one on the left.
I don't know.
Within this organization.
Well, what we really like is that obviously he has size,
Pat-
but what goes along with
is
that
Pat
is the
Verbeek
skill,
the
the
GM?
Yes.
ability, and basically just a really hard player to play against. We're looking forward to him being a power forward for our organization. So anyway, Rogers, we'll see you soon. You're just going to be coming up the road here, not too far. We'll see you tomorrow.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
This is just the beginning. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
General manager. Pat Verbeek was a third-round pick
What's this?
back in the day.
He just up the 405, as Verbeek just said.
Games. Making the 11th pick in the NHL Draft, please welcome one of Pittsburgh's all-time greats, Chris Letang, and his son Alex.
Oh, Chris Letang.
He's still a player, right?
Yes.
Good evening, LA. It's pretty special. Never had a chance to be drafted, so I guess the Penguins sent me here to announce it, and it's a great experience for my son. So without further ado, the Pittsburgh Penguins are proud to select
from the Calgary Hitmen, Benjamin Kindle.
Another center, right-handed shot, reads the play really well. Just one of those smart hockey players that Kyle Dubas is going to try to accumulate, Megan.
And a comparable player is an Ehlers for Kindle. Puck carrying, comfortable with a
What's
up, James?
Oh, James Hagan.
Thanks for having me.
So, as your name wasn't announced, you saw the teams up next. When Boston came on the board, did you get a little funny feeling in your stomach?
I did. I remember smiling at my mom. I hope so. I hope I'm going back to Boston. So
that's amazing.
That's awesome. It worked out. Congratulations, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
I'm just curious, for Boston fans, they're watching, they want to know about you. Give yourself, what are they getting in James Hagan?
Hold that answer for a second. We would trade.
They need to hear that first.
Oh, there's a trade.
Click the button.
Yeah, exactly. That's nice.
As announced, Pittsburgh has the 12th selection. I guess some of you are wondering what this is. Alex, why don't you show everybody?
Oh, there is a trade. They traded our trade.
But where? To the Flyers.
The Pittsburgh Penguins trade pick number 12 in the 2025 NHL Draft to the Philadelphia Flyers in exchange for picks 22 and 31, also in the 2025 NHL Draft. So it's 12 for 22 and 31. Philadelphia, you're now on the clock.
Oh, so Philadelphia gets our pick.
Yeah. Wow. The Penguins traded with the Flyers, the rivals. It would have been nice if they gave us our pick back.
I know how much pride the Bruins fans take in their games and their team.
Well, we must have gotten something first that was better than...
Well, no. We just decided to get the Penguins that pick so that we can get a first-round pick next year.
Oh, so we're getting their first-round pick from next year?
My skating or
Yeah.
two things that really helped me out, something that might be overlooked.
What about, I've mentioned this and heard from a lot of people, your head's always up. How did you deliver that? I remember my minor hockey coach, the late Mr. Armstrong at Trump. Heads up, guys, you gotta play with your heads up. How did you deliver that? How did you develop after that skill?
I think just as a young kid, my dad would always talk about just keeping your head up when you're stick handling. You don't think too much of it, but it's just something that kind of stuck with me to this day. I feel like, you might be, a little smaller than some of the guys in the ice. If you don't have your head up, who knows, you might be staring at the ceiling. So it's just, if you don't want to get killed, then make sure your head's up.
Good point. And what part of your game do you want to elevate at BC this year?
Yeah, just I think my goal scoring. I think my first two strides off the puck, my explosive speed, those are things that I really want to work on.
We heard you have a lot of people here. What's the Hagen's traveling party?
It's loud. I think there's around 50 people.
Whoa! Now we heard 34 originally. Take me over. Take me over.
50 people are there for him?
Too. We almost got kicked out of the hotel in the lobby. I kicked it well.
Breaking news.
I guess because he was projected to be a high pick.
Upstairs in my draft suit, and they're all standing there, and it was the loudest I've ever heard.
I heard that.
So it was cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And again, if the plan is to go back to BC, continue your college career?
Yeah, so it's a talk you have to have with the team.
Yeah.
We'll have in the next couple days. So.
Well, you and Teddy Stigo would be fun. Yeah, please come back. We want you. And of course, you play at the Bruins rink for the Beanpot every year, so they'll have a different feeling this year at the Beanpot.
Definitely.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks so much, James Hagan. Good luck at BC, and good luck in Boston.
Thank you so much.
Well, maybe that's why he got picked later, because he's not ready to play right
so,
away.
We see the clock winding down.
Making the selection for the Flyers, the record holder for most regular season games played as an Eagle and two-time Super Bowl champion, Brandon Graham.
Brandon Graham.
What's up, Philly? Hey, y'all.
Oh, he's a football player?
Y'all know two-time Super Bowl champions. Philadelphia Flyers. I'm telling you, they making great picks right now. Feeling good in Philly. Just wanted to say, with the 12th pick in the NHL Draft, the Philadelphia Flyers select Jack Nesbitt.
Again, more size, more two-way game. Another center, left-hand shot out of Windsor.
My comparable for Nesbitt is Adam Lowry, and he definitely has that style of puck recovery, uses positioning. I asked him, what if you wanted to have a NHL record, what would it be? And it was most tip shots and most face-off wins. So, different style of player at such a high pick, but that's kind of this draft, right? You're going to have this bucket of players that have little spices here and there, physicality. People are a copycat league, so looking to look at those qualities in the Florida Panthers, and you got a grinder here, but talented one.
A talented grinder. He really had a really good season at Windsor this year for my man Billy Bowler, who runs their program. And I would say this, in speaking of different players, they said how hard he is to play against. And the fact that he plays a similar style of game to Adam Lowry, he plays a throwback game, and a style that not a lot of younger players necessarily want to play, but all the scouts are looking for him. I think this could be ultimately a really good pick for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Yeah, this is a guy who's on a great power play alongside Protas.
Protas was unreal there this year, the younger Protas.
Yeah, he sure was. Liam Greentree as well.
Yes.
6'4", needs time. Did have an awesome playoff, but I have to say,
Do you have scouts tomorrow?
really
Doesn't look like I do.
Oh, they canceled it?
Not canceled. It's just likely it's done for the season.
Oh,
You see them going after the player that
so you don't have to get up at
No.
any time.
But they're getting close to coming back.
Detroit is one of the Red Wings' biggest fans. Dave Coulier is well known for his role on Full House, but has been in the fight of his life battling non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Oh,
We're
Full
happy to
House. I
report
remember him
that
from
as
Full
of late
House.
March, he was declared cancer-free. And he
Cancer-free. Yeah.
joins us from Detroit.
I'm surprised they didn't show Matthew Schaefer there.
Hey, thank you. I'm excited. I wish I was there with you, but I'm here live in Detroit at Little Caesars Arena, and I am so honored to be chosen by the Detroit Red Wings organization to announce their
Who was that other guy who was in Full
NHL
House?
Draft
The one who was like the
ESPN.
star.
I go
I mean,
way
many
back
of them
to
were
the Red Wings.
stars.
When I was a kid, my dad and I
Bob
lived
Saget
out at
was
the old
one, but
Olympia
the other
Stadium
guy.
in
Yeah,
Detroit,
John
how
Stamos.
we played. And
John
we were always
Stamos,
proud Red Wings fans.
And there's also the
Many years
Olsen
later, of course, I
Olsen
wear
triplets.
my Red Wings
Triplets? I thought
jersey
they
on
were
the TV
twins.
show Full
I
House.
thought the daughters were all by
We've
Olsens.
had some incredible
At least know
players
that two of them were the
wear number 13
Olsens.
to the Red Wings.
Yeah,
Most
two of them
notably,
were the Olsens.
The magician, Pavel Datsyuk. So
No, they're not
let's
triplets.
hope that
They
the
were
number 13
Mary Kate
brings
and
us some
Ashley
great
Olsen.
luck this season. Now,
Twins.
let's get down to business. And
The older daughter, the
Oscar
older,
goes to, with the 13th pick
Not
of the
one. You mean the
2025
oldest?
draft, the Detroit
Yeah.
Red Wings are proud to select Carter Bear from
Oh,
the
Carter
Everett
Bear.
Silvertips.
the oldest daughter was
Some call him the
Candace Cameron.
fiercest competitor, Megan.
Oh.
He's a high involvement
Kirk
player.
Cameron's
They,
sister.
as a Canadian,
Kirk Cameron was in the
it's
show
such a deep draft
too.
we've seen,
Forgot what the name of that
Detroit
show
Red
was.
Wings not pick a sweep.
I know.
So they went for Carter Bear, consistency all around the puck, well-rounded player, impacts all areas of the game. He actually had 9
Carter
game-winning
Bear. I
goals
had
this
kept seeing
season,
his name up
and he
for a
was the
little
6th
time.
different player in Silvertips history to score over 40 goals.
The 40-goal scorer.
What was the
in
name of the
junior
guy who was
season
just
and
talking?
now,
The
of
guy
course,
from Full House. I can't
Yep, Dave Poulier.
In watching him, he has some TKO
Poulier?
skills. We said this
Poulier.
during our rehearsal
Poulier?
right here.
What was the first name?
Dave.
Still some unrealized offense.
Dave.
His
I
competitive
didn't even
spirit.
know his
And I
name
go
in
back to
my life,
Detroit
but I
Red Wings.
remember him from
It's
Full
been a long
House.
time.
My
This is
mom
going to
and
be
I
6
used
years
to
with no
watch that
playoffs in
show.
Motown.
She liked
Which is
that a
a
lot.
head scratcher.
That was in the 80s, right?
Proud franchise
I
like
thought it was
Detroit.
90s.
A guy like
Maybe it
this,
was
I
the
think, adds
90s.
some competitiveness with
Could
the
be.
skill to complement Lucas Raymond and Mo Sider and some of
I
the
thought
young
it was
guys that they
when
have
she
in their
was
group.
younger, so
Yeah,
that's
for
why I
sure.
thought it was
Look,
the
this is a
80s.
guy that's recovering from a partially torn Achilles. He will be okay for development camp. skating, I was told, will be a major issue going forward. But as you guys said, he can score, and this team, they need scoring. But I would say this about their general manager, Steve Eisenman, who's kept things very tight-lipped of what his plans are this offseason. I do know that he's looking at
I don't know if that was the final season or the first season.
maybe straight flat tear,
Because it was on for 8 seasons.
He's nailed his first-round picks lately. If you look at Mo Sider, Raymond, Edmondson, Sandy Pellica, Nate Danielson, and Nygaard last year.
And I will say, nailing those picks, I always see Eiserman in his career round. It could be like
He's old school like that.
any arena, and there he is with his coffee.
Detroit, why don't we say hello to the newest member of your organization, Carter Bear?
Hey Carter, Steve Eiserman and Chris Draper here. As you know, I hope you remember, we got to meet you in Buffalo there a few weeks ago. Enjoyed our time together. We're really looking forward to spending a lot of time together in the future. Thrilled to have you in our organization. Obviously, we love you as a hockey player, and we're very, very excited to have you in the organization.
Oh, who's that guy?
Oh, thank you guys. I'm
Who's the
very
guy
thankful for this
talking?
opportunity. Speechless, I can't.
Steve Eiserman.
Oh, Steve Eiserman. I
Carter,
knew I
did you
knew
have
him.
any sense when you were going through this process this could be the pick?
No, I was just like, came into the meeting with them, obviously just trying to be myself, trying to prove something to them, and, obviously they took me in. Pretty grateful for that opportunity, so thank you guys.
Steve, you've always had such a great eye for talent. What are some of the qualities and characteristics that really pushed him to the top of your board here?
Well, we think he's an extremely intelligent hockey player, very competitive and highly skilled, and obviously scoring 40 goals this year.
Eiserman
Great
was
goal
a
scorer.
hockey
So we just
player,
think
right?
he's
Yep.
an excellent all-around player.
When was that?
From
Like
everyone
the
we've
80s
spoken
to
his former
2000s.
teammates, coaches, everyone
did he
thinks
play for?
extremely
The
highly
Red
of him.
Wings.
And
The whole
we
time?
think we've
Yes.
found ourselves
Oh,
a
wow.
special young prospect here.
Not about it. Carter Bear, Detroit Red Wings, got a nice ring to it. Congratulations.
Thank you guys, thank you. Thank you.
Shot, offensive-minded player, top of the circle down kind of player. There's more emotion from tonight's
Was he supposed to
NHL
be,
draft. Again, tenacity.
What happened?
What, to pull the goalie when it's tied?
Yeah, in a dying minutes.
Time for the Columbus
I mean, it's
Blue
like just
Jackets
take
pick.
the game to overtime.
The wife of Johnny Gaudreau and mother of Noah, Johnny,
Aw.
and Carter, Meredith Gaudreau.
The mother of Johnny Gaudreau.
Yeah, that's Meredith Gaudreau. Johnny, 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 Johnny.
Thank you. I just wanted to take this time to thank every single team and every single fan base for your support for my family this past season. It's truly,
And that's the mother. Wow,
it's
she's
truly an honor to
young.
be here.
No, I don't. I think they said that's the sister.
Oh, I thought they said the mother of Johnny Gaudreau. No? The sister?
With the 14th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Columbus Blue Jackets are proud to select from the Tri-City Americans, Jackson Smith.
Jackson Smith, the fifth pick from the Western League in the last 6 selections. He's on his way to play college hockey at Penn State. Don Waddell, you mentioned John Gibson. He's been, obviously, Don Waddell might be trying to get a goalie like John Gibson. He's looking for a defenseman. Noah Dobson was theirs if they wanted to overpay. They chose not to, but Jackson Smith is the pick.
He sure is. And he said he wanted to go to Penn State because he believed that was the path to develop fastest to the NHL. And Penn State told him, you want to say 1 year, 2 years, whatever. Like, we're just excited to have you. And as a Penn State alumna, I should disclose that think it's a really exciting time for our program.
Yes.
I do believe we are going to get Gavin McKenna as well, and it's just going to be exciting to see college hockey get this pop with the new CHL agreement.
I had a great chat today with Dave Fisher from USA Hockey.
That was
It's an
Meredith
unknown
Goodrow?
landscape.
Yeah.
We were just touching on it
She was
earlier
Johnny
at the start of the
Goodrow's
show.
wife.
There could be some very interesting
Not
things
sister or
happening, as
mother,
well as some
but
potential
wife.
expansion, potentially speaking, for college hockey with some more programs going D1, which would be huge.
Makes a lot of sense. Michael Mish's brother, we mentioned Luke already committed to play at Penn State. Again, we expect
I thought she looked
McKenna
much too
and
young
others
to be a
make their
mother.
announcements for college this week.
The
They've been
mother of
waiting until the draft. There's other
Johnny
players
Goodrow.
as well. Boston College waited on Carboneau as well. They're hoping to get him to play with Hagen.
Exactly.
Oh,
And just to
look at
kind of
that.
tackle on this Jackson Smith, you look at what the
Look at that
Jackets have
vest
done
he's
on the
wearing.
back end, especially with Zach Werenski, our guy who had almost a Norris Trophy type season.
Absolutely, top 3 finisher.
He was incredible this year.
Matejchuk looked sensational.
Matejchuk looked excellent, and now you kind of complement that group with Jackson Smith. Meg, I think this is a good pick.
And Smith's a great
He
skater.
should be
He uses it to
going
make
to
pressure. He's
Toronto.
like a
He has
Thomas
leaps
Harvey
all
esque
over his
player.
back.
So for me, this is a great position to pick a Jackson Smith in. You know, he almost
It's
fell
not up to
off
him,
at this
though.
point. You know, there wasn't a ton of defensemen around, but he's one that at this
That just
pick
happened to be the design on his vest. It wasn't the
I mean, it's Canadian.
It wasn't a maple leaf. It was just a bunch of different other kinds of leaves.
And most total shots on net was 17. So Jackson Smith can
Take
play.
it away and welcome your newest member to Columbus.
Jackson, welcome to Columbus. We're very proud and very pleased to be able to draft you. We're excited to make
Who's
you
the
part of the
coach there
organization
now?
and look forward to the future.
Yeah, thank you so much. This is
Dean
incredible.
Evanson.
Can't thank you guys enough.
Which one is he? The middle one?
As a team,
No.
Columbus took such a step forward
Is he
this
up
year.
there?
No.
How do you see Jackson fitting in the momentum of everything you guys are building as an organization right now?
Well, what we really like, you know, he's one of the best skaters in the draft, and you know he can transport the puck, get you out of trouble real easy, and you know you need puck-moving defensemen in this game today. The game's played very fast, and you know we're just very fortunate to be able to add a guy like Jackson to our lineup.
Adding Jackson to the lineup and having somebody like Meredith here, the response was overwhelming out there. The connection that you have bringing Johnny as a part of this organization still to this day. What does it mean to you to be here today and have that moment?
Thank you. My greatest honor is representing him, so I'm just really happy to be here.
And you do it so well. Congratulations. Thank you for being here. Welcome to Columbus.
Making the pick for Vancouver, a member of the Triple Gold Club, strong on his skates, two-way winger, Mikhail Samuelson.
Oh, Mikhail Samuelson.
Oh, wow. Is he related to Ulf?
I don't know.
What's up, Billy?
He was a player
Yes.
of
I'd like to
2009
thank
to
Billy
11.
for hosting
For the
this
Canucks.
event. Also want to give a shout out to all fans back in Vancouver. Thank you for your support. Also want to say congrats to the Florida Panthers, back-to-back Stanley Cups. Very well done. All right, with the 15th selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Vancouver Canucks are proud to select from the Seattle Thunderbirds, Brady Coates.
Player, 6 of the last 7.
When I
Number
went to the
center,
doctor the other
right-handed
day, I
shot.
stopped off at this restaurant
Skill
that I
kind of
used to
player.
go to when I worked around there. And I was talking to the guy who's one of the owners, or the owner's son. And we were talking about the,
in the U18s too.
about hockey.
Face-off success
And
rate,
he
was
said
the
that
only center above 70%,
that
and he led.
this was the
Oklahoma
first
number
time in
one
any
scoring kids
sport
in U18 with
that
20, so
a
he
team
great
won
opportunities.
a
I'm sure
championship
we'll be able to get
two,
it's a good pick.
2 years in a row against the same opponent.
Last season.
Really?
That's what he said.
Words that were used to describe
Wow.
them to me were effort, compete, character.
You know, there's times when people have won twice in a row, but not against the same opponent, according to him.
Yeah.
Another Alberta-born player too. Good to see for him. And for Coots, the type of player that you can throw over the boards in any situation. as they've told me.
Wow, and you would think that would be the case against like the Warriors and the Cavaliers, but no.
What is that, basketball?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, there were so many years when they faced each other in the finals.
Can punch over 70% at this level. Very important.
I mean, that's not something I knew or that I verified, but that's what he said.
But really,
the way he said it, I mean, it sounded like he knew what he was talking about.
I mean, there have been times in NHL in the past when they got the same matchup in the finals twice in a row, but the first time that they got the same two matchups and both had the same results.
I guess so. I mean, you could check out whether he's right, but I just assumed he was because, you know, he volunteered that information like he knew what he was talking about. And I know he's a big basketball fan.
5 seasons, goal scoring such an issue last year, just 2.84 per game. Messer and Suter.
He could have had one last legendary performance. Maybe it could have been enough to help the Pacers win the championship.
He's best known for his role as Eric Murphy in Entourage. After selecting Matthew Schaefer with the first pick, now please welcome Kevin Connolly.
Who's Kevin Connolly? A player?
No, I think they said he is an actor.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's up, LA? What's going on?
Slightly
Yeah, Los Angeles is my home now, but
what
best
I know
years of my
from.
life spent on Long Island. Shout out to the draft party at UBS Arena. Everybody there, wish I could be there. Hope you guys are all having a good time. And with that, the 16th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the New York Islanders are proud to select from Djurgården, Victor Uckland.
Yeah, as I was saying about Halliburton, I mean, it's like the Pacers had lost and everything, and everybody was depressed and all that. But even after that game, it's like as the Pacers were exiting the field, going to the locker.
Such a good job with the last pick. I said, let's do it again.
Yeah, I'm here all night. No, I'm kidding. Oh, okay. With the 17th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the New York Islanders are proud to select from the Barrie Colts, Keyshawn Aitchison.
Oh, a black guy.
There we go.
When I saw that name earlier, Keyshawn, I thought he was probably black. It sounds like a name. I don't know. A lot of times, black people, they have like a letter or two in front of a regular name that you've heard of before. You know, like Keandre, Keyshawn.
Alright, but yeah, but it's not an apostrophe.
No apostrophe.
Grab a couple more high-level players for your organization. Matthew, why don't you say hello?
Keyshawn, Victor, welcome to the island. We're excited to have you. We can't wait to see you over the weekend.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Trent, you scouted these players. You were so deep in the weeds trying to figure out what you wanted to bring into this organization. What stood out to you about both
Trent
Victor
Clapp.
and Keyshawn
Who?
here?
Trent Clapp.
Who's Trent Clapp?
He's a former player.
That guy talking?
Yeah.
They're both physical, they'll go to the net, and
That must have been a long time ago.
Speaking of that
He
competitiveness,
looks
Keyshawn,
pretty
you are
old.
known for having this.
Made it this season. It wasn't like that the last few years.
But it wasn't exactly in order of how bad you were.
Well, neither did the last few years.
But years ago it was.
A long time, but the last few years it's just down to 15 and up. But here they just did lottery balls and stuff, and they got some balls and they choose the Islanders, who are outside the top 10,
I remember we watched the lottery together.
which is one of the worst days of our lives.
Next up for the Calgary Flames.
Islanders winning the draft lottery.
Stanley Cup championship team,
I wouldn't say
and
it
a
was the worst day of my
1992
life.
Hockey Hall of Fame.
In terms of hockey.
Lanny McDonald.
Oh, Lanny McDonald.
Who's that?
A former player.
It must have been a long time.
Yeah,
He
with the
looked
Flames.
Really old.
Thank you very much to the LA Kings and the National Hockey League for their hospitality. We'd also like
God,
to
he
thank a special thanks
Must have been
to
a player
our
like 40
fans
years
and
ago or
especially
something.
But they
our
just
season
mentioned he
ticket
won a
holders
cup with the
in
Flames.
Calgary.
When?
And
89.
those attending the draft party at the Scotiabank Saddle Dome and
Yeah, that was more than
hanging
40
out
years ago.
in the Telus Club. We'd also like to say it's going to be one hell of a party
I'm not
of
quite.
the Sea of Red.
Maybe like
when
Third,
the
it was
draft
36
is
years
tonight.
ago.
With the 18th pick in the 2025 National Hockey League Draft, the Calgary Flames are very proud to select from the Victoria Royals, Cole Breshny.
Oh, I keep seeing that name.
Left-hand shot, lots of skill, soft hands. He really got better last year as the season went on. By the time he
I like
reached the
that name,
postseason, 11 playoff games, 2.27 points per game.
And Russian also set a Royals franchise record for the most assists in a single season. Pretty impressive. Also
Wow.
7th in
Most
WHL in
assists.
total face-off wins this season, over 55%, and one of two forwards with over a minute of offensive zone possession time at the U18. So he had the puck on his stick a lot. You know, Craig Conroy, their GM, very
Yeah, I was
involved
gonna
in the
say,
draft
pretty
process.
short for a
Last
hockey
year, he
player.
nailed
5'11".
Yeah, but he was hugging somebody who was like towering over him, so I thought he was even shorter than that.
Or the guy who's really tall.
Yeah, obviously.
Or maybe both.
In the draft process. At the same time, I was kind of expecting a trade
He's
from
still
Memphis
taller than
because
Gary
2
Bettman.
straight years they did. Tyler Toffoli back in 2023, Mangiapane 2024, and I know Rasmus Anderson, the conversations are heating up, but Craig Conroy has also proved he's very patient. He knows he's had this experience before, right? Guys wanting out. He'll deal him when the time is right.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that'll be right for them is Cole Breshny is a player that starts with the puck, that possesses the puck, and understands that it's the most valuable asset on the rink. He wants it on his tape. He keeps it on his. He's not one of these guys that'll hurry and make panic plays. Very
Everybody knows
composed
that. The
offensively.
most important thing
Controls
on
the
the ice
game
is the puck.
offensively.
Looks like Trevor Zegras.
Yeah, he does actually bear stunning resemblance to Zegras. You're
My
right.
player comparable is Jonathan Huberdeau.
I mean, if there was no puck,
Teammate
the
possibly
game would
soon.
be over.
And
Or the
look,
game
another
won't even
Canadian
happen.
WHL pick, and where is he going next season? NCAA.
Yes.
Imagine if they lost the puck and there were no others
North Dakota
anywhere.
very aggressive.
St. Louis has the next pick. Get ready to laugh. Not at the Blues' next pick, but at this hilarious stand-up comedian. Live from the Blues watch party in St. Louis, Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer.
A comedian.
Hello! Good evening! And welcome to all of our season ticket holders here at the Enterprise Center in St. Louis, Missouri. And to all the Blues fans watching at home on your couches eating Emo's pizza, let's go Blues! Yes, I'm Nikki Glazer. I am a proud St. Louisan. I literally live right down the street, so I am so happy to be here. I mean, I'm happier than Brett Hull at an open bar, you know? We went Blues. So, I really am honored to be here to announce the 19th draft pick for the St. Louis Blues. Fun fact about me in high school, I was actually my prom date's 19th pick, so
Ooh.
traded after the first dance. But enough about
Traded after the first dance. Yikes.
I didn't hear.
That back in prom.
NHL entry draft, the St. Louis Blues are proud to select from the Blainville-Boisbrand Armada right winger Justin Carboneau.
Oh no. Anyway, she just mentioned back in prom she was the 19th overall pick. And she got traded after the first dance.
Now he's a St. Louis Blue.
Yikes.
Maybe some of these players will start making their
Well, look at the bright side, Nikki.
At least you went to prom. Meanwhile, I've never been to one. Not even as an undrafted player.
Decision, but this is a good, yet another one of those guys. Off with the Blues, right-handed shot winger.
Carpenter's a great player, like a Matt Boldy. He was 6th among forwards in shot attempts per 60 at over 27. And among forwards, 3rd in puck carries to the slot. So he
Oh,
can
when the
get into those
Kitchener
areas,
Rangers
has great hands, high skill level.
in
I wasn't sure what
1940
Glazer was going to joke about, but I know he
into
kind
the
of gets lucky
Ontario
here, and
Hockey
what was in it?
Association as the
A
Gulf
little bit of margarita.
Biltmore Mad Hatters.
We went with a Sprite.
Yeah.
We
The
did.
Biltmore Mad Hatters were a farm team for the NHL New York Rangers. That's why they have the symbol like that.
Is his ability to shoot.
Because
and
they
score
were
and get to
associated
spots to
with
do it.
them.
And Bucci, you just referenced Snuggerud, very similar in that regard. When you have players that can get to the inside and finish on their own, that's huge.
But then in 1960, they were sold
A
to
raw
New
player,
Orleans.
so again, will he return to your junior? He could, or will he go to Boston College, where it looked like he was headed, and play with James Higgins?
Yeah, you mentioned a raw player. This is a guy that was a two-sport athlete growing up. Spent a lot of time playing football with a linebacker and a running back. Talked about how much he loved to hit as a linebacker. That Blues fans are going to love that. But in high school, focused on hockey full time. And as you said, Bucci, the interesting decision that so many of these players are facing right now. This is the first year we've had this. Do they go to college hockey? And the interesting thing is, it used to hurt them that their Team Canada stuck if they went the college hockey route. Not anymore. Like you heard Jackson Smith saying, the reason he wanted to go to Penn State is the best development path for him. And a lot of players are seeing that now.
And I think it just gives more optionality, more ways to develop a different group around them. So I think it's good for hockey.
So the
to have
Rangers
not only more
used to own that
positions to
team.
play, but a lot of resources that are going to go into the full path of development.
Absolutely, great hockey name too. I mean, Carbonneau's just a classic hockey name.
For sure.
Going back to Key.
Yep, absolutely.
So the St. Louis Blues, another winger in their stable.
I love the new threads for the Blues. Beautiful. I love the new threads. That's a great rebrand by them.
To the NHL Draft House.
We're finally here. Why don't you welcome Justin officially into the Blues family?
Justin, welcome to St. Louis. We're really excited to have you a part of our group. Our scouts watched you a lot this year, and your passion to score goals is going to be a welcome addition to our group.
Thank you guys. Not a lot of words right now, but I really appreciate the trust and the belief in me.
Picking at 19, gentlemen, as the draft got longer, how excited were you to see his name available when it was your time to make the pick?
Yeah, about pick 15, 16, we were looking at our list hoping that the right players would go in front, and we were very excited that he was there, and can't wait to get him here to St. Louis for development camp and start the process.
Can see the emotion in your eyes, a dream come true. What are you feeling right now?
His eyes are glistening.
You know, I wish as a little kid to be here, so be here with my family and be drafted by this amazing team. It's incredible and all about the process, so I'm really happy.
Enjoy this moment.
Second goal
Thank you
to
so
the
much. Thank you guys.
Quebec Major Junior Hockey League.
Of course, Zach Bolduc, also from Quebec, he can hang out with him and prepares to be a pro. All right, to our house announcer here at the Peacock Theater, Al Murdoch with this announcement.
Oh, Jim Gregory, General Manager of the Year Award.
Who is he the GM of?
No, he's not.
He's not a general manager?
No, they just named the award after him.
Oh. So who got the
Today we're
award?
here to
Oh, I think they said Jim
the
Neal.
Jim Gregory Award for the General Manager of the Year. We need to keep it very secret in order to surprise him. All the scouts are in town to prepare for the draft, and Mark Janko told Jim, hey, let's do our annual get-together, have a big meal to celebrate.
My job is to keep secrets. I felt like I did a pretty good job of keeping this secret.
As we're getting close to this draft and everything, I just want to thank you guys again.
Oh, it's the cup guy.
Yeah. At the airport,
Yeah,
I turned off my
his name's Bill
location so we
something.
wouldn't know, and I had to do a lot of behind-the-scenes sneaking
Mr.
around.
You're the reason that we are who we are, the work you do, and it's just a pleasure to have you as part of our team.
Thanks, man.
Well, they doing here? Did a good job of hiding everything.
The look on his face was shocked, but then to see our kids, that's when the tears showed up.
You could tell by Jim's face how surprised he was, emotional.
This might have my name on it, but it's got everyone here's name on it. To be able to share this with you guys, it's special.
Who is that, Jim Gregory?
Jim Neal.
Oh, Jim Neal got the Jim Gregory
He's
Award.
excited he won it for 3 years in a row. He's more excited that he gets to see his wife and 3 children in that environment and share with them. I think that was really cool.
I'm humbled by it. There's so many great people in our business that are deserving of this also. And to have the staff here, have my family here, that is super special.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Now they're there.
Things like this lately. I love the things they're doing off the ice to engage the fans as they wait for Pat Verbeek to do this rebuild, which now feels like it's all coming to terms. So look at that smile. He's gonna have a night.
All right, the Columbus
Right,
Blue
so
Jackets. The pick is in. This might be a surprising one.
Oh, Columbus again?
Yep.
Oh, and Mrs. Goodrow is there again.
Yep.
Making the pick for the Columbus Blue Jackets with the 20th selection, another warm welcome for Meredith Goodrow.
Thank you, everyone. And again, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to the 5th line back in Columbus. Hope you guys are having a fun night. And I want to give a very special shout out to our babies, Noah, baby Johnny, and baby Carter. We love you.
Baby Johnny. Johnny Gaudreau Jr. Johnny Hockey Jr.
With the 20th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft,
Now we just need him to be a hockey player.
from the Cisco
Whether or not he's going to be as good or better than his dad, it's yet to be. Well, trade.
Trade alert.
To the Predators.
Trade pick number 21 in this year's draft, 2025, to the Nashville Predators in exchange for picks number 23 and 67, both in this year's draft. Ottawa to Nashville, 21. Nashville to Ottawa, 23 and 67. Nashville, you are now on the clock. The second pick of the day for Nashville is an all-pro NFL tight end who is also a great friend of the Predators. Exactly. Please welcome George Kittle.
Who's George Kittle?
A football player.
Very honored to be part of the NHL Draft. Thank you so much for having me. I just want to give a quick shout out to the #1 Preds fan in the entire world, Felix Forsberg. You're going to love this guy, Felix. I can't wait for it. So, just want to say, with the 21st pick in the 2025 NHL Draft,
I think you got it wrong. It's Philip Forsberg.
Rangers. What a beauty.
Or maybe he was pronouncing it Felix.
Left shot, really good skater.
I thought he said Felix.
It sounded like Felix.
Nashville,
Yeah.
of course, they're known throughout their history as
Maybe he's a
selecting
relative
very
of
good
his.
defensemen.
I don't
And this
know.
defensive looks like a
Or
top
just a big fan of Forsberg.
possession, influences the pace of play, has great decision making and puck control, and he can really create in
Attic.
The 22nd overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft. The Pittsburgh Penguins are brought to
Tachycardia. Tacky.
How do you spell that?
Tachycard.
Just no, just name.
Yes.
Selection for the Ottawa Senators, the star of Tom Green Country on Prime Video Canada. Ottawa native Tom Green.
With his dog.
Here as a longtime fan of the Ottawa Senators and a Ottawa Valley resident there, I cannot tell you how proud I am to be announcing the 23rd overall selection of the 2025 NHL Draft. The Ottawa Senators and Charlie are proud to select from the University of Wisconsin, Logan Hensler. Congratulations.
Who is that guy?
They said who he was. They said Tom Green.
But I mean, is he he's someone famous?
He defends
Probably.
really well too, limits quality chances, keeps plays on the outside, and he gets sucked on net through traffic, can avoid that initial shot blocker, so
Logan
has all the
Hensler.
skills to read the play. 5th youngest player in college hockey.
and another Minnesotan. And when I say another, what I mean is a lot of the Minnesota players are traditionally great skaters.
A Minnesota
That's
player
usually a
says he's
common
from
part among Minnesota-born
Wisconsin.
skaters. Very
Maybe that's where he goes to school.
World junior gold medal for
NCAA
USA.
is a
big
college
thing
thing,
for
right?
that
Yes.
group. And what's really impressive to me about him as well is with his youth,
I wonder if he knows your
in spite
dad.
of his age in college hockey, he looked like a veteran in college hockey. I mean, you can be playing against some players that are 21, 22, 23, and to come in at his age and play the way he did for the University of Wisconsin, very impressive.
And a cool fact too is that his father built a backyard rink when he was just 5 years old, and my dad had a backyard rink all the time. I'm sure it was way better in Minnesota than my area.
My only pet peeve here, and it's something that I've been banging the drum on for the last several years, is we have all these amazing American players, and they're playing north of the border. And he's going to join Brady Kachuk, Jake Sanderson,
that's
who we're going
right.
to see at the Milan Olympics. Those are two incredible players. And look, I wish them the best of luck, but I wish we could see them a lot more here in the U.S. But what Ottawa's building here is pretty special. I was very
Well,
impressed.
the U.S. has more teams, so obviously they're
Go
going
ahead, Bucci, sorry.
Draft house time.
to have a higher percentage of those players.
Maybe having a little technical difficulties over there in Ottawa. How are you feeling right now? What was going through your mind as you made the walk up to the stage?
I'm ecstatic right now. It's a dream come true. So great. I'm happy to be part of a great organization, and I'm excited to get started.
Was there
Well,
any
Woodbury,
part of you that
Minnesota
had a
is very
sense
strong,
potentially
okay.
that Ottawa could be the spot? What were those conversations like leading up to the draft?
Yeah, a little bit of a feeling and a lot of nerves, but I'm happy where I landed. I'm super excited to get started.
Well, congratulations. I'm sorry that we had the technical difficulties here, but this is an amazing moment. Congrats, enjoy it all, and head over there, okay?
Awesome, thank you.
On behalf of your Los Angeles Kings, please, you don't know what I'm going to say. Please welcome actor, former football player, and recently the host of the 2025 NHL Awards, Isaiah Mustafa.
Oh, trade? Penguins again?
Kings trade pick number 24 in the 2025 NHL Draft to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange for picks 31 and 59 in the 2025 NHL Draft. Pittsburgh, you are now on the clock.
With the 24th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Pittsburgh Penguins are proud to select from the University of Michigan, William Horkoff.
Draft combine free. Yeah. Of course, dad in the NHL.
Long-time player, Sean Horkoff.
And the executive currently with
With
the
the
Red
Detroit Red Wings. Had a good chat with him, with his dad, Sean Hork. There he is
There
on
he
the
is.
right.
This guy's not too cool.
Yeah, had a great chat with Hork. You're right, he was a combine freak across all categories. Top 5 across all categories in the combine neck.
Well, 6'5", 190, youngest player in
Oh,
college hockey this
6'5",
season.
so all those other
And
people must be pretty
comparable to
tall,
Austin
too.
Coates. So high success rate in tight areas, great under pressure, positioning, always on the right side of the puck. Offensively,
Oh, he's the son of Sean Horkoff,
you know that he knows the
Who's Sean
development
Horkoff?
a former player.
So I was told he's a different player than his dad was. As he mentioned, his
Oh,
size
yeah, his
just
dad.
started to fill out. We talked about being a freak athlete at the combine and the testing, but also super smart. Someone who knows him pretty well told me he could have gone to Harvard on merit.
Wow.
And so the guy
On merit, wow.
He said the floor, Brett Houston. But he's a late bloomer, and now it feels like anything.
The pick is in. Anton Frondell was their first one at 3. Who is the next pick at 25?
For our next pick, I'd like to recognize someone very special to me and the entire National Hockey League family. For 44 years, Gary Mahar has been running the league's communications and PR department. No one is better, no one has been as important in shaping the narrative of the NHL and sharing our players' stories with our fans. all around the world. He is a friend and one of the most valuable people to ever work for the league. Gary is retiring after the draft, and tonight I invite him out here to make the next selection for the Chicago Blackhawks.
I grew up in Montreal, and as a lifelong Montreal Canadiens fan, I'm proud to turn myself into a Chicago Blackhawks fan for the rest of my hockey career by announcing with the 25th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, my team, the Chicago Blackhawks, are proud to select.
With the 26th overall pick in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Nashville Predators proudly select Riker Lee of the Madison Capitals. Go Preds.
All right, another college hockey guy on his way to Michigan State.
With the 27th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Washington Capitals are proud to select from the Moose Jaw Warriors, Lyndon Lakovich.
Good size, long reach, soft hands, another center.
Lakovich is like an Anthony Mantha, puck carrying, transports the puck out of his defensive zone into the offensive zone, really can create offense in that transition. He can shoot too, so he shoots off the rush, attacks in transition, and dangerous, generating these chances. NHL quality shots, so I'm sure when the Capitals were watching, they liked this night.
His agent Al Awad has a stable of players. Al's been raving about Lakovich to me for a long time. And big, powerful, can skate, can score. I think he has an opportunity to be very impactful at the next level. And you can see a little bit of that blueprint with what the Washington Capitals are doing. They realize that they prioritize that size with the skill. That's been a big part of their DNA too.
So during the playoffs, he said he was watching a lot of Matthew Knies from Toronto.
All right, Roger McQueen, we've been following his travels from getting drafted here by Anaheim to jumping on the helicopter here in LA, landing in Orange County, and now he's at Disneyland. I mean, that's awesome. This is amazing. He was just drafted tonight, now he's hanging out with Daffy Duck.
So you're telling me we're here for another 3 hours and he's in Disneyland?
Exactly.
Oh, so he's a
Don,
duck.
Daffy.
A duck with a duck.
Some sort of duck with a French hat on.
For the Winnipeg.
But is that because he didn't want to resign, or they
If it
didn't
was
want
the case, he would definitely say that he's not coming back.
Really good guys. Eric Comrie.
Oh, Comrie.
Is he a player?
Hello, I want to thank the City of Los Angeles for hosting this, and I'd like to thank Mr. Chipman and Mr. Thompson for being their family.
Oh, the backup goalie for the Jets.
And providing us everything we need. And most importantly, I'd like to thank our fans back in Winnipeg. They're the best in the NHL, and it's an honor to represent them every single night. And with the 28th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Winnipeg Jets are proud to select from the Boston University, Sasha Boumedienne.
About time he got chosen.
He played in the national
About time what?
That he got chosen.
Oh, why was he?
He was there for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Michigan team, just a smooth, silky skater. Again, 17 when he showed up to BU on campus. He just looks like he's going to be the 10-year pro at some point.
Yeah, Dad's played pro a long time, and I played with his dad in the American League, and congrats to the family. Sasha plays a bit of a
How do you
different
say that
similar
name?
skate style to his
Boumedienne.
dad. Very
Boumedienne?
effortless skater, good glide, long strides, poised, very controlled. But the thing about it is he plays with some snarl too. He plays with a little physicality in his game. So very, very nice pick for them at this stage.
And he has that ability to create in transition. Sasha's really good, as you said, with skating in that puck movement, but also puck management. He makes simple plays, he has high success rate. And, you know, the Jets had a great regular season and ran into some goalie issues and just couldn't get over the hump really this playoff. So it's interesting to see the pieces they add and building back up a blue line and thinking of the Jets from a different perspective, especially if they lose someone like Gillers.
But they have RFAs in the back end, right?
They do, and this is a team that has drafted very well, but they also have to draft very well because they know what they are. It's not a destination for a lot of the top free agents. They're going to have to develop their players, and this is a guy that can develop because he was the youngest player in college hockey last year, surrounded by a lot of talent at Boston
This was
University.
picked by Toronto?
No, the Jets.
Sweden, now here in North America, so maybe blending those two styles, Meeksy.
Of course, you know.
I saw the Leaf. I was thinking
Verlander,
of the Leaf.
Canucks first round pick. Now turning pro, Lane Hudson last year, so he won't get probably those kinds of minutes. But again, just a guy who's been a slow project and could end up 3 years at BU before he turns pro.
He also led all players at the U18s in possession time per game, almost 2.5 minutes of the puck on his stick. So he really likes to control, really great with the puck, and you know that you're in good hands when he has the puck.
You know that you're in good hands with my former teammate Jay Pandolfo as well, who's running BU's program.
Yeah.
They've done an outstanding job of, again, assembling talent, but developing a lot of these young players into prospects, into young men. So shout out to Pando and that group there, and Boumediene, one of the latest ones that you mentioned, and still super young, as you see, just recently turned 18. Tons of upside for him here. I think this is a good selection for the Jets.
Fourth BU Terrier taken in the first round. McAvoy, Scott LaChance, and our boy Ryan Whitney. Terrier first round picks, and Boumediene joins them as number 4. Winnipeg Jet. Tons of upside, tons of talent. And the Jets get a defenseman for their future. Slowly winding down. On the clock next, the Carolina Hurricanes, followed by the Sharks, Kings, and Flames. The Matthew Tkachuk pick. And that trade way back when Tkachuk won 2 cups since this pick's been taken. The NHL Draft in Los Angeles continues and wraps up.
For Carolina, NASCAR driver, 2-time Daytona 500 champion, current point leader, and a huge Hurricanes fan. And as you'll see, he's right in the middle of a race at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. I give you William Byron.
Hey guys, we're out at Atlanta Motor Speedway, getting ready for the NASCAR race tomorrow night. There's a lot going on here, but it sounds like a lot going on in the NHL Draft too. So I'm going to toss it back to Gary Bettman. Start that trade.
Oh, trade.
Who's trading to who?
The Carolina
Hurricanes to the Blackhawks.
Number 29 in this year's draft to the Chicago Blackhawks in exchange for picks 34 and 62 in the 2025 NHL Draft and a 5th round pick in the 2027 NHL Draft. Carolina trades 29 to the Blackhawks for 34 and 62 this year and a 5th round pick in 27. So, Chicago, you're on the clock. With the 29th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Chicago Blackhawks are proud to select from Edina High School, Mason West.
Nathan who?
Mason West.
High school quarterback.
Oh, we love the 2-sport athlete.
And a dino.
You see the tree made
Yeah.
out of hockey sticks?
All those
That's
twigs.
funny.
Gary Bettman with the Sharks' second first round pick of the night.
Making the 30th selection for the Sharks, we have Bailey again.
Hello, I'm getting a little emotional back there watching all these dreams come true. Congratulations to everybody so far. This is so much fun to be a part of. But with this big title on my shoulder, we have another dream to make come true. So, with the 30th overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the San Jose Sharks are proud to select from the Prince George Cougars, Joshua Ravensbergen.
All right, Weeksy.
So chalk that up just 2
Oh, he's a
Southpaw goalies
goalie.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Last year, he's a
That's the
Southpaw.
first one I remember seeing.
No, this is the second
Oh, yeah,
goalie.
second goal.
Columbus got the first one.
Who, as I mentioned earlier in the show, has some similarities to Logan Thompson. big, rangy. He's worked exceptionally hard to become the #1 goalie up there in Prince George. It was not handed to him by any stretch. Also, a little fun fact, him and his friend helped save somebody in a chairlift as well when they were skiing. So, a very astute young man.
He saved somebody in a chairlift. Wow.
And only 5% of NHL goalies are southpaws. So
Exactly.
a bit unusual
And the
to see
Caps
that.
have 2 of them.
There you go.
Yeah, to your point.
Only 5% are what?
I missed
You know,
it.
prototypical NHL size. You see that 6'5", very rangy, naturally fills the net, doesn't have to move a ton, but he utilizes that size effectively. So you can see almost those really big saves with that range. And his ability to make that spectacular save is really what stands out. He had second most wins in the WHL with 33 this season.
6 shutouts this year too.
His pants are too short.
Exactly.
The second
That's
round.
right.
Yeah.
Looks like he's wearing
He's
capris.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Weeks the I'm curious. I'd love to tap into your expertise here.
Yeah.
I remember Kosa and
He
Wallstead.
must have outgrown it.
Yeah, 2021.
Maybe he had that suit and he outgrew
The
it.
NHL. Like, how have you seen attitudes the last couple years evolve over drafting goalies?
I think they're still split. They're still split on what the development path looks like. They're also split now a little bit more on size. Now this trends back to tall, big, rangy goalie, but Dustin Wolf is busting the mold here.
When I say LA, you say Kings. LA! LA! That's right, Los Angeles. You've been waiting all day for this one. With the 31st overall selection in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Los Angeles Kings are proud to select from the London Knights, Henry Bruchevich.
Bruchevich.
Who was that guy who just announced that?
I think they did a game. Oh, Lanny McDonald is back.
To make the final pick of the first round of the 2025 NHL Draft, on behalf of the Calgary Flames, Lanny McDonald.
Thank you very much, Commissioner. Just before I make that pick, I want to say congratulations to all 31 players picked in the first round.
You said this guy used to be a player?
That have not been picked and believed they were going to be in that first round, I say come with the best attitude you possibly can tomorrow and prove them all wrong.
Yeah, because they can.
I would also like to say,
He's
make
72.
sure you thank your billets and
the
especially
same
your
age as me.
family.
He
You
seems older
cannot get
than me.
here without them. With the 32nd overall pick in the 2025 NHL Draft, the Calgary Flames are proud to select from the Arizona State University, Cullen Potter.
World-class speed. Yep. On his way to the desert to play college hockey. Fastest player in the draft.
He's like, wow, I made it
He's
into
a
the
great
first
player. Let's give a
round.
shout out to Jenny, his mom, who led USA to the first gold medal ever for women's
Absolutely.
hockey. So a fast family, and he's really good at puck transporting. Carries the puck with that speed that we're talking about through the neutral zone. Quality entry player, creates a lot of offense off the rush, and excels using that skating, tight turns to separate from opponents.
I got to do a shout out to my guy Craig Menard. A lot of the pros that live in that Dallas area have coached a lot of these kids, the Dallas Stars Elite. And shout out to the Stars as well for investing in their youth hockey programs. This guy is a burner. Craig Menard first told me about it years ago. I know they're tuned in watching in Dallas right now. So huge props to them. This is a great story.
And you got to be able to skate to keep up with the National Hockey League. He also had 40 controlled zone entries, ranked second in the U18 championship. So a standout in that tournament as well is, as we know, a little bit of recency bias. The scouts of the U18s, they have Potter circled, and here he is in the first round.
The last remnants of the Matthew Tkachuk trade. I believe that we finally closed the door there. Obviously worked out for the Florida Panthers.
Just a little bit.
Find out in a couple years how we did for the Calgary Flames.
13 goals and 9 assists in his 35 games. 22 points in 35 games for Arizona State last year. 5'10", 172. So a smaller
Where's
type
the
of
hat?
speedy player.
Oh, there it is.
Add some speed to that group. As mentioned earlier, the Wolfman, my guy Dustin Wolf, coming off of a huge season. Californian, by the way. California born and
Another
raised.
U.S. player
Yeah.
up north of the border.
And by the way, a lot of good American goalies on the
Yeah.
rise right now.
So Greg Powers and Arizona State proud, the head coach there, to have a the first round draft pick on his
There's
squad.
certainly lots of Canadians
We'll wrap things up for the
players in
2025
the
NHL
U.S.
draft
So
when
why
we
shouldn't there be U.S.
return.
players in Canada?